So something happened. Something pretty historical happened. ghostDAO has a governance now. ghostDAO, we have a governance. So on the dashboard side of things, to those who have not noticed, for example, on the ghostDAO side of things, the backend is currently $320 per one eCasper. Now, the initial backend was $3. Now it's $300. Okay. Now the price, thanks to somebody, thanks to the users, got pumped from $1 to $25,000 per one eCasper. Now, obviously, it exists on a pretty thin liquidity, so that is not necessarily something very sustainable. However, the backend is absolutely sustainable. Now, why that's important is because in order for this to happen, the treasury balance have to be at $326,000, which is absolutely real. So $326,000 is a real treasury balance. Now, the real treasury balance of $326,000 has been accumulated over the course of 10 days, starting from February 10. Okay, well, 11 days today, February 21. Fine, so it's 10, 11 days. Why is that important? Well, because the treasury balance, the starting treasury balance was at 300. So it was just at $300. Today is $300,000. So the treasury went up 1000x. In the meantime, the backend increased 100x. So it means that the treasury is 10x more resilient than the backend. So the APY and the current APY is at 20,000%. The APY at 20,000% is sustainable for many months. When this APY was set, the initial idea was to maintain it for 90 days. However, the treasury is increasing more than the backing. So chances are this APY, contingent upon everything will keep increasing, is extremely freaking sustainable. Now, of course, recalculations have to take place, but why is that important? Why am I starting with this? APY is a set adjustment function set by the governance of the ghostDAO. Initially, it was set by the admin. However, with the ghostDAO now, with the governance ready, the set adjustment will be set by the governance. So it's very important to understand what the APY, how this APY is calculated, what to set it to, what is high enough APY to attract more flow in order not to bust the whole protocol. On the other side of things, on the dashboard side of things, it's important, well, rather on the bond. The other side that the treasury, that the governance is responsible for is setting the bonds, whether it's wrapped ETH bonds or LP bonds. Now, wrapped ETH bonds will be increasing this treasury balance and increasing the supply of eCasper, but at the same time, they may not necessarily be result in price appreciation. Now, LP bonds, conversely, in order to get LP, you have to, as a user, go to the DEX. You have to contribute your wrapped ETH. Well, first you have to convert some of your wrapped ETH into eCasper. You have to contribute your wrapped ETH and eCasper into the pool, get the LP, and then you'll have to send that LP to the treasury. Okay, so that is the situation. That is the situation. Of course, when you're doing this, the price goes up. So during the LP bonds, the price of eCasper is supposed to appreciate even more, while the backend is also increasing. So LP bonds are even better. Now, we cannot do them yet because we don't have enough distribution, because we only have 1,000 eCasper in circulation, and I think only 14 addresses or whatever control it. Okay, so it's just pretty not good. Why am I saying, like, why is that important? Well, the governance has been live since yesterday. We redeployed the governance smart contract already twice. Already twice. Most of you have no idea what happened. Already twice it has been redeployed. Now, on the view side of things, when you look at the individual proposal, right? This proposal specifically is responsible for, when you can look here, so it's responsible for creating a bond. Now, we need bonds right now. Bonds are absolutely needed. Now, the reason why they need it is because they need to feed the treasury even more so that the APY can be longer sustainable, so we can attract more users, so we can get a more uniform distribution, so we can get to the game theory level where the protocol is very stable. Now we do the same thing on all the other chains, and that's how the bridge liquidity is being created. All the other bridges that exist out there, user-friendly, UX-friendly, blah, 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 blah. Ask yourself one question for those bridges. Where do they take liquidity from? Who controls the liquidity that they are using? For example, you want to bridge 1,000 Tether from Ethereum to Avalanche. Where that 1,000 Tether from Avalanche is coming from? Who controls that? So yes, 1,000 Tether on Ethereum you control, you send it to the smart contract, of their smart contract. Where does the 1,000 Avalanche coming from? In our case, it will be coming from the ghostDAO, decentralized protocol. Now, in their cases, obviously, it's all centrally based. It cannot not be. It has to be. Then, of course, it comes with all the KYCs down the road. Congratulations. Now, this bond in particular, you can look at all the details, like the wrapped ETAs, the booleans. Yeah, they may not be very, user-friendly. Well, put them in the ChatGPT and ask the questions. We tried our real best to put proper tooltips for you guys to understand. We have the market capacities. Everything is right here. All the details of the bond are right there. Everything is transparent. All you have to do is vote for or against it. You don't have to vote for it. You don't have to say, I approve it. You can disapprove it. Problem is, it's been a day. It's only 43.6% of voters that have been active. Jeremy Freedom, kudos to you in particular. Thank you so much. You're the only person who actually gives a shit, apparently. Everybody else just waiting on the fucking sidelines for something. What are you guys fucking waiting for? We, on the team level, pushed ourselves to start delivering shit faster. We told you shit is getting real. We warned you in advance. Where is the hooray? Where is all this participation that we counted on? Now, the reason why 43.6% is pathetic is, well, it seems like, oh, it's a pretty good quorum. Absolutely. However, with this quorum, we need to wait until February 23rd, 11:55 a.m. Eastern for this proposal to get finalized. So for the bond, we have to wait for 2 days. Now, guess what? Lots of things can happen in 2 days. Now, you may notice something very interesting. There is an initial price right there. This is an initial price in wrapped ETH, 1.94. Divide this by 10 to the power of 9. This is 1.94 initial price of Ethereum for one Casper. So that's about $3,000 to $4,000. Guess what? It's a little bit fucking outdated, is it not? Because currently the price is at, let's just refresh. Currently the price is at roughly $23,000, $25,000 even. So the bond is a little bit outdated. It's selling at a massive discount to begin with. If the current price is 25, right or wrong, that's what the market decides. Yeah. Now, if the bond starts at $4,000, that's going to be 1/6. So that's going to be an 84% discount to begin with. Is that fair for the protocol? Why don't we start selling at 24,000? Guess what? We can't because the bond specifically mentions the initial price. We cannot set this as a percentage because that's very, very not good. So the only way to do the only way out of this is to significantly minimize the timeline for the successful proposals. Again, could be rejected. It's fine. For the successful proposals, accepted or rejected, to be finalized faster. How to do this? The only way is you vote with more than 50% of the supply at that time. Now, if you buy some Casper right now, you're not going to be able to vote because that's the anti-spam measure. The only way to vote is to get your Casper at the time of the governance. So whenever the proposal takes place, you have to specifically have Casper, not eCasper, not sCasper. Casper is a governance token. Then you'll be able to vote. If you're going to be able to vote, you're going to be able to significantly move this for or reject towards the 50% plus. Once it's 50% plus, boom, the proposal goes through automatically. So we don't have to wait for fucking 6 days. Now we have to wait for 3 days for the proposal, for the bond. Now the bond needs to be fed into the fucking treasury daily, ladies and gentlemen. Not only wrapped ETH bond, but LP bonds too. In case of Olympus, if you look for historical screenshots of Olympus, they had 5, 6, almost 10 bonds at the same time. Some of them were wrapped ETH bonds, some of them were LUSD bonds, some of them have been DAI bonds and so on, LP bonds obviously, and so on and so forth. right? Now we are doing one at a time, and we cannot even do that shit. Why? Because because nobody is active. Because you guys just waiting on the sidelines. Now, an interesting part: when you go to the governance, here the minimum collateral is 7 Casper. Yeah, this current price is insane. 7 Casper at $25,000 is fucking insane. Absolutely. Well, you waited, right? You had to buy it earlier, but 7 Casper. Let's say the back-end price here is like whatever, $300, right? So we're looking at roughly $2,000, right, to make a proposal. Now, to give you parallels for other protocols such as Aave, Compound, etc., in order to make a proposal in other protocols, you will have to spend 0.25% of the entire supply, which is millions of tokens, literally millions, not even hundreds of thousands, millions of tokens. Now, this one is 7 Casper. Anybody with $2,000 can come in, buy it. Now they're the stakeholder, they can make a fucking proposal. And the proposals are made in such a super easy, UX-friendly way, right? So once you approve your eCasper, well, I cannot show it because it's not approved for me right now, unfortunately, for this wallet. But once you approve your Casper, from there on, you can simply populate functions in super easy UXs. Like I can show you how they look like from the existing one. Like they look like this, literally like that. You just like simply, like you don't have to go to Etherscan, don't have to go to Blastcloud, like you have to do with other protocols. This is the most UX fucking friendly way to make proposals. And guess what? We have 43.6%. I wonder how many council members voted. Not very many. I know that. Right? So this is bullshit. And that leads me to kind of, I just wanted to cut short, to be honest, because why am I wasting time? Like, you guys don't want to do this. Like, it's fine, right? Like, just don't pretend like you want to change the future then. It's okay. So let me just like give you, let me give you a little bit of, I just prepared a couple of slides just out of pure, anger. Maybe we do deserve to be slaves, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe that's our path. We're given a chance to make a difference in the world. Maybe fuck it. Who cares? Maybe you guys here just for the upsides. You have your JMEs. You get your Pigos or whatever, and you'll be able to X out. Then don't fucking waste my time. It's fine. Don't fucking waste my time. Why are we wasting our time then, therefore, on the team level, educating you guys, some of you guys, to run nodes, to, writing all these guides, how to use ghostDAO. Why are we doing this though? Why are we wasting our time? Technically, people don't need this shit. Like, they'll be able to figure this out just based on GitHub alone. Now, if you think that you're making, money and you're rich and blah, 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 and this project is just this cocktail party project, you go to a cocktail party and say, hey, I invested in this amazing project, or I claimed JML from this amazing project. Again, the goal has been reached, right? Like, you reached your goal. You already, you can already, bullshit your way through on those cocktail parties. But if you really want to change the world, think about this. You're not the elite. You're not the elite, unfortunately. They keep brainwashing us like, oh, the elites are those, whatever, top 500, whatever, richest people in the world. But that's bullshit. The richest people in the world, you do not know who they are. Elon Musk is not the richest person in the world. Definitely not. And of course, and Jeff Bezos and all these guys like, oh, they need to be taxed or whatever. Like, they're not the enemies necessarily. I mean, they're definitely contributing to what's happening in the world in positive and negative ways, right? Both positive and negative. But they're not really that rich because, most of it is stock. They start selling stock, the stock goes down. Now, I would argue that their net worth is probably anywhere from 1 to 5% of what is claimed to be. Still a lot. Like, if you're Elon Musk and your net worth is, say, $300 billion, take 5%, still $15 billion, still a lot. But nowhere close to 300. This shit is not liquid. Now they can try to make it liquid in banks, but how much of that is actually liquid? Like, how much of that can they, use as a loan? And then they have to take risk and blah, blah, blah. So it's not really their money. It's all kind of crap. So even if those billionaires not necessarily elites, you guys definitely not. We are definitely not. Okay? Now, what does it mean is elites will be deciding what to do. The true elites, you don't even know who they are. Because they obviously value privacy. It's not that they value privacy. Privacy is the biggest feature that they have to adhere to in order to maintain being elite. The best example for elites is European Union. Everybody thinks from the side, oh, this is the most democratic society, uniform distribution, very, very high tax against the rich people. No, they're not heavily taxed against the rich people. They're heavily taxed against new money. The old money created those laws, created those taxes for the new money to never be able to displace the old money. Okay? What kind of parallel universe do you live in if you don't understand that this is true? If you cannot see through this, right? The only way for us to fight this elite is to become the contra elite. And McAfee said the right thing. Like every single year, I understand this way deeper. It's easy to make money. Any idiot can make money. Good luck keeping it. They'll keep it. Even if you make some money, the best you can get is a fucking house, maybe a couple of houses, a little bit of 401ks here and there, and that's it. Middle class. Your kids may not necessarily get your lifestyle anymore, and yet there's no control from you. Why insurance prices go up, healthcare prices go up, education goes up, everything goes up. More and more control, more money to retain being private, a privacy-oriented citizen. Now you have make no decisions. The elite makes those decisions. The only way for us to try to battle that is to become the contra elite. How to become the contra elite? Lower class plans for 3 months. Middle class plans for 3 years. New money plans for 1 decade. Some of you guys are between middle class and new money. Most of you guys middle class. Okay? The old money though plans for decades / century, even up to a century. It's massive legacy. How to create a structure, how to create the infrastructure in such a way that the money, the resources, etc. could be saved and maintained and hopefully multiplied. That's how they think. Now, obviously, if you don't want to do governance, it's fine. But, don't bullshit to anybody then. You're lower class, you're 3 months. So that's fast gains. That's 3-month type of shit. You could be in any of these, interesting, like I took this from this gentleman that I listened to recently, and he's like, some of the guys, like in the comments, they were like, some of the guys maybe even here middle class, but they still act as lower class. Because the habits still stay. Like monetarily, they may be earning like middle class type of money, but the time horizon is still 3 months. Right? Still the spendings, and equally not earning the skills. Money is not important, not earning the skills, not understanding the vision, not working towards the vision. That's what's important. Okay? So I'll probably end with this because there's no point. So whenever you guys are ready to take advantage of the governance that has been, nicely provided to you as fucking the only protocol in the space that is having such permissionless. Please name me another one if I'm wrong. That is giving you such permissionless governance. Whenever you're ready, please come. Until then, there's no fucking point. Now, on the product side, we're going to keep working towards diving even deeper into ghost chain governance. Working on the bridge out. We're going to keep this design for now, unless there's some screaming changes required. So we're going to be working on the ghost chain governance. The ghost chain governance will be significantly impacted by the results from the ghostDAO governance. I fucking guarantee, if the participation on the ghost chain governance is going to be as shitty as it is on the ghostDAO, customers told me to calm down. Oh, it's only been a day. Nobody's educated. Like, I would understand if this came out of vacuum. It didn't. Everybody have been warned for months. With deadlines and dates and everything, right? Like everybody has been warned. And I don't think we have a lot of votes. So I'm not buying this anymore. The whole team has been pushed to work all-nighters to fucking deliver this on time. And we did. For what? For fucking 4, 5 votes? 6 votes? That's bullshit. We have 13 holders of Ghost. Last time I checked. I checked today in the morning. Yesterday we had 10 holders of Ghost. Of Casper. Okay? On ghostDAO. That's pathetic. So, like, the thing is this. You guys have a chance to make your decisions, finally, and you're not making your decisions. The participation level of ghostDAO will be translated into productization and architecture of the ghost chain governance. The validators will not be fucking buying this because they're taking too much fucking risk for being on the bridges and dealing with all these shitty RPC endpoints. They're not going to be waiting for 6 days for the bond to be fucking minted out of ghost chain. Let's assume the governance moved there. They're not going to be waiting for 6 days for the governance to decide, oh, this chain needs a bond. Why? It's been 10 days. 10 days. The back end is 300. I get it. It's very high. It's actually very successful. Whoever participates, thank you. Bond, 300,000. It went up 1,000x. That's impressive. However, unfortunately or fortunately, we still cannot get to the TVL is shit on the DEX. That's why the price is so sensitive. We need to increase it. The only way for us to increase it is LP bonds. We cannot do LP bonds because there's not enough distribution of egos yet. I mean, we could do that, but then the price, like, we'll be putting the users into the, like, in the unfairest, like, situation, because the users will have to be contributing LPs at the price of $25,000, which is, like, insane. So unfortunately, we have to keep minting the wrapped ETH bonds, and therefore the liquidity will still be shit for some time. I cannot wait to get to the LP bonds, but we can't do them yet. And now we have to wait for 3 fucking days for the governance to go through. That's amazing. Thank you. And it's going to be on every single protocol. Every single, like, whatever, Ethereum, Avalanche, however many chains we have, that is going to be the process. Now, at some point in time, it will stabilize. But guess what? Once it stabilizes, it's probably, I yet need to experience the situation. I bet it's going to be even more nuanced, even more complex to maintain, to make sure there's no bank run scenario and stuff like that. Whatever incentive. Right now, the incentives are easy. APY is insane. Can be maintained for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, for a long time. 20,000%. Call it crazy. It's sustainable. It's sustainable. It's sustainable contingent upon Treasury does not grow anymore. Contingent upon this number goes just down to $100 per Casper. If I put a $1 per Casper, the 20,000% APY can probably maintain for a whole year. Now tell me another protocol where you can get, name me another fucking project investment where you can make 20,000% a year, please. Please, tell me. Like, I mean, I'm all ears. Okay? So, like, just, like, what you have to do is start diving into the governance. Governance is here. You need to start diving into it. Because governance now decides everything, decides the economic policy. Okay? All right, I'll probably pause here. Let me respond to questions. Has any consideration been put into mobile user friendliness? I noticed the vote last night, but while traveling, only have mobile access. It does not allow me to vote. On the mobile, if you have Casper, you need to download MetaMask. And the MetaMask, the new version of it, which is like tracing you everywhere, unfortunately, you shall be able to connect with it and you'll be able to vote. Right? So, but that's essentially taking pretty big risk on your mobile device. Because your mobile device will share the geo with the MetaMask. There definitely some work on the background for us to fork MetaMask. I'm not gonna share I'm not gonna share lots of information, but there's some progress, and I'm using the progress already. I'm using the progress to some extent already. Hopefully that's a good enough of a hint, which is not collecting any of this fucking geo stuff. But listen, like, who are we building this for? Like, for whom? Like, for 6 voters? Like, why would we listen? Like, I have to push the team. Team has lives. Like, I have to push the team. Like, guys, let's do it faster. Like, very, like, uncomfortable conversations as far as, like, making it, like, accelerated deadlines. For what though? Like, how can I go back to the team and say, hey, now let's push the bridge out really fast? For whom? The question would be, for whom? Like, we'll just take our time. So, are there any considerations to notifications? Yes and no, right? So, notifications may be added towards the TG bot. However, after yesterday's discussion with Cosmos Colossus, I think they want to push on the community-driven basis. They want to push the forum. The forum will have its own notifications. Therefore, the TG notifications, I mean, if we're going to keep TG notifications, we're going to keep the whole audience inside of the inside of the Telegram, as opposed to be moving them slowly towards the forum, at least for the governance sections. So the notifications, while could in theory be added on TG, like, they are added on the forum, and forum does have notifications to your email. Obviously, don't use your personal email. I mean, you could, but you can use Proton Mail, and then you have to check it on your phone. So stuff like that. So you have to work with what we have as far as, not being traced as much as we don't want to, etc. But notifications, to some extent, unfortunately going towards your email, exist on the forum already, I think. And there have been, the proposal has been posted on the forum as well. I don't know. It has like 10 views. I think all 10 views are my views. I don't think anybody else You're muted. So I'm not sure. Hopefully that's a wake up call for somebody. I don't know, but like, I mean, I'm not happy. Okay, I'm really not happy with this. I'm happy. I'm extremely happy with the product, and I'm completely unhappy with the adoption so far from the users who are really interested to make sure they use it. Okay, hint, hint, wink, wink. I think you know the group of users that I'm referring to. Whoever's listening. All right, let's pause here because I think there's no point anyways. See you guys next week. Bye bye.